Hello, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here today to talk about how the best manifesting technique is the one you make up yourself. Welcome to the channel. This is the place where we help you hack through the jungles of consciousness so that you can discover the hidden treasures inside of you. My friends, everything is there, ready to be activated inside of you, waiting and ready. So if that sounds good to you, if you'd like to learn more, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the channel. And I want to talk about how to customize your manifesting techniques. When we first come to manifesting, we often watch a lot of content, right? We watch a lot of things on what to do, and we are trying to find the right thing to do. We try a bunch of different techniques. Some of them work, some of them don't. And manifesting techniques are like cooking. When you find a decent recipe that's got good bones, what I do is I customize the recipe, right? I tweak it a little bit. I make it my own. I put it my own spin on it. And what inevitably happens is the recipe always comes out better, right? Because I've put my love and my passion, my creativity into it. And that's what we can do with manifesting techniques. Because I find sometimes when we just kind of blindly follow others, it lacks the soul. It lacks that soul piece where it is effective and it's ours and we have ownership of it, right? Otherwise, we are kind of going through all these techniques and just kind of vetting them to see if they work. It's like throwing baloney at the wall. And when we bring our soul to it, when we pick one, when we experiment with them. So I say experiment with all of them. Pick the couple that feel good to you. That is the key. That's how we successfully vet them, is whether it's affirmations, whether it's visualization, scripting, sats, whatever you are doing to create and generate and change your consciousness so that you can experience what you want to experience. Whichever one works for you, take that one and work it. Work it like clay. We come to a successful technique. When we know we're successful and we're starting to get something that's working for us, it's almost like if we were a sports fan and we're watching, we know that when we wear our team's t-shirt and we eat chicken wings and, it's a home game, we find that our team wins. And we do this, we build belief. It's almost like the superstition process where we think that something is working for us. And because we think that, we build our belief in it. And then it works more often, right? And then that further reinforces the belief. So we create reinforcement loops of belief by sticking with certain traditions, certain routines, certain processes, certain techniques, right? That we have kind of tailored to our own personality, to our own wants and desires, to what feels good to us. It's got to feel good. It's got to feel comfortable. And then we get better and better results with it. So just like with the recipe, the more you tweak it and you really get to that place where when you make that recipe, everybody's going to love it. When you wear that shirt, you eat those chicken wings and it's a home game, your team is going to win. Like, you come to expect it and assume it. And if you didn't see last week's video on, practicing your desired reality until it's a habit, check that out. I will link it above. But this is, again, habituating your favorite technique, habituating one or two processes, making them your own, customizing them is really where we have the most success. This is what I have found. And the one practice that I use now, how I manifest personally that I have had the most success with, I kind of wanted to dive into with you today and offer it to you as a option. I've tried just about every manifesting technique there is. I have watched a lot of other content to see what other people are talking about. I have tried it. I have tested it. I've kept manifesting journals. I've pretty much literally done it all when it comes to manifesting to see what worked. So I take my own advice, I experimented with it, and what I came up with is what I talk about on the channel. And how I see it, this is my technique. So this is what's really worked for me. I want to put it out there for you and let you know what I do so that if you want to do it too, if you want to try it out and see if it works. So I see my states of consciousness. I see myself as that analogy of the terracotta warriors, right? Where all of these different potentials, all of these different versions of me, all of these states that can be activated are all me. They're all contained within this container of my consciousness, this vessel of my consciousness. And I see these states, we're going to call them states going forward here in this video. I see each state as an opportunity that I can activate. I see each state as a potential that is actually playing out in real time. So they're all real and they're all true. And I am, whatever state I'm in now is the one that I am just activating, right? The one that I'm believing. Believe. The word believe is be live. Be and living together, essentially. You're being it and you're living from that state. And what is a state? If I was to ask you, what state are you in with your best friend? You would probably tell me a story. You'd probably give me an assessment of where the relationship is at through a story, through a narrative, right? And from that narrative, that is where your attention is going, right? Your behaviors are then molding to that state. So a state is essentially a story that you believe, and then you be and live it, right? You believe it, be and live. It's the same thing. So when we go into a state, that is how we manifest. Oops, my camera is falling down here. We manifest by assuming a state, and from making that state real, that is how we then see the physical reflection of that in our reality come to pass. So when we are wanting to manifest, when I want to manifest, I just pick a new state. I go in my imagination and I find the state where I can say that it's real. I can literally close my eyes. I get a quick visualization of if that was actually 100% real and true for me right now. And remember, these states, although if they feel far away, it's because, we are looking from one state that maybe we perceive as far away from another state. But really, all of these states, all these potentials, they're all so close together. They're all you, right? There's no part of you that is farther away. There's no part of you that is inaccessible. There's no part of you that you can't reach instantly. Like it's there already. And so if you're finding when you're doing manifesting techniques or processes that you get that resistance of like, oh, that doesn't feel real, it's because you're still standing in one state and trying to speak and act and think from another one that's over there. And you just got to go over there and really get into the shoes of that version of you. Like, get into it. So how I do it is I do a quick visualization. I locate the state. It's literally like I'm going to all those little terracotta warrior versions and like, boop, I locate it. I locate it with a quick visualization that what I want is real and true. And from that, as soon as you hit that state and you're like, there's a feeling tone to it. Again, this is the important part. There's a feeling tone where it's actually real. There's also a feeling tone where it's a fantasy. If it feels like a fantasy and it feels really far away, you're not in the state. You're standing in another state and you're trying to say, "Oh no, I'm in that version's shoes." You're not. If you feel the distance, distance is resistance. If you feel the distance, you're not in it. You haven't actually gone into it. You're standing outside of it and you're looking way off at it and you're saying, "I'm a millionaire," but you don't really feel it. The difference in that and getting into it, when you actually, in your consciousness, travel to the state, go down into the shoes of that person, you can come up with one decision that you would have made differently in life where you were actually a millionaire, right? If you had done one thing differently, if you had, bought stock in a company when it was before it exploded, or if you had made one business decision differently, or if you had played the lottery, right? We're only one decision away, one action, one choice away from these states. They are much closer than we think. So the resistance, the distance, it's not real. It's not real. I did another video about your undesired conditions literally aren't real. I'll link that above. Same thing here. So go into the state, go into it. When I locate it in my mind, I visualize it, I hit it, I get that little feeling tone of like, this could actually be real for me. Like I'm standing in this right now. And that's it. That's all I do. I know in that moment I've hit the state, I'm standing in that person's shoes. And as long as I don't jump out into another state, it will manifest. Like that's how easy my process, because I tried a lot of the repetitive processes, a lot of the robotic affirming, the things that were very labor intensive to me. And I was like, this doesn't work for me. I just like that quick, hit. I locate the state, I get in the shoes and it's there and I'm in it. And sometimes if I want to add some extra oomph, I will affirm from that state. And only once or twice where I declare it. I'm like, I'm a millionaire now. Like you're declaring it from, again, when you say the affirmation and it doesn't feel like you're actually that person, you're not in the state. You've bounced out and you're back in whatever state you're in now, believing is real, giving all your faith and hope and trust and belief to the one that you are inhabiting right now that may be dictated by your 3D reality where you don't see that. The only reason that one state is not more real than the other is because we give that truth. We assign that truth. So stop believing that the state that you're in right now that doesn't feel like you're a millionaire, where you don't have what you want, is any more real, because it's not. Right? We think that we can only give things belief if we have evidence that they're true. When in actuality, we can believe in anything. We can believe in anything, and that belief alone, the belief alone will expand that state, right? Us getting into one of these states and really believing in it, really trusting in it, really giving it all of our truth, denying all the other states and saying, no, this is what is real for me. Real, not, again, there's a difference between imagining in a fantasizing way and imagining as mental rehearsal for what you believe is coming to you. They feel very different, and you will feel it as a resistance. Distance is resistance. It will feel really far away because you need to go there and be in it. So I hope this is making sense to you. The wonderful thing about this process, so yeah, that's what I do. I visualize, I hit the feeling right there, I feel it real, and then I will declare it if I want to give that extra oomph. And I know that I'm in it when I declare it, and I'm like, this is real for me. It's true, it's done. And then from there, I don't look for evidence because I know I've hit the state. And then a little while later, not much longer later, it feels like waking up in the shoes of that person, where you suddenly have the perception and the awareness that just by going there, inhabiting it momentarily, and then staying there, you wake up into the awareness that it's true. It's now literally true. That's how simple this can be. This process can be so simple. And don't ever feel like you can mess it up, because all of these states, all of these potentials, all of these options that you have, they're there. They're always there. They're always there. That's the creation is already done. It's finished, and they can't go away. So again, if you hit it and then, a few days, a few weeks go by, you're still not feeling like you're in it because you've bounced back to that other state where you were before and you were making that more real, it's okay. Go back in, do it again, hit it, try to hit it again and land in it. Because you'll find that what you're getting, the results that you're getting are wherever you left it last. I've described this before about whatever state you last left that situation in is what you will be experiencing, what will be unfolding. So you didn't quite hit it if you're not seeing it. Hit it again, try it again. This is what I do. If I do that quick visualization process and affirm or declare it, I like to say declaring it, because you're announcing, you're like, this is true for me now. Sometimes affirming can feel like, again, if the resistance in affirming, if you're robotically affirming or affirming over and over and it doesn't feel real to you, you're not in the state. So some people can get into a state by doing that. I've tried, but again, it's what works for you. It's like cooking. There's a recipe. I've just given you a recipe. Tweak it, make it your own, test it out, try it out, and see what works for you. Because I really believe, and what I've found, I've had the best success from doing this little recipe that I've cooked up for myself. So the best technique for you is the one that you customize for yourself. The best technique for you is the one you use consistently, and you see and get results, and then you really start to believe in it, and you use it all the time, and you get better and better at it, and you keep crafting it. That's where you're going to start to see yourself as a manifester getting better and better at creating things, where you can just, now many of my manifestations, I'm going to say all of my manifestations, that's how I hit them. Locate the state, go into the shoes, feel the feeling, and declare, and then that's it, right? And then kind of move on with my day, go on with my day. I don't look for the evidence until I wake up into the realization that I am now physically in that state, right? I hit it mentally, emotionally, in the kind of imaginative space, but then I know when I wake up into that awareness and I'm suddenly aware that it's true, I've hit it physically as well, and that's it. Both of the manifestations have happened, because it's kind of a two-step process. So let me know if that's helped you. It's a little bit longer video today. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below if you need any assistance or have a question. I'm happy to engage with you. And I also have a free tool on emotional mastery if you want to make 2024 your best year yet. If you want to really take your mental and emotional mastery game to the next level, use that tool, use it consistently. It's totally free. Check it out. It's a quick webinar, and you can start practicing the tool right away and reinforcing some really good new habits for the new year. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.